Now that you have the center of the quilt done and you've sewn on those half square triangle inner borders, I hope you've sewn them on, it's time to make the logs for the outside border of which the applique will rest upon. You are going to need 180 rectangles that are 1.5 by 5.5 inch strips. If you're doing it the traditional rotary cutting way, let me show you something that might help you not get your strip that goes like that. You know, it happens. What you do is you take your fabric and you fold it in half once, and then you fold it again, and you make sure that the raw edges are away from you and the fold is towards you. There's two ways you can go about doing this. One of the ways is you can line this folded edge on one of the lines on your rotary mat, and then take your ruler and put it on this line. So basically you're using both the horizontal and the vertical lines on your map. Another trick that I learned once from Carolyn Reese is that you can also take a square ruler, set it here, and put it on the edge of the fold, and then butt this ruler up, and you know you're good to go. The other thing is a little tip I give when rotary cutting. I always hold my ruler like my hand is a spider with legs, and I put my pinky on the outside edge of the ruler so that there isn't a bunch of slippage. If I go like this, there's a chance it can slip. If I go like this with the little spider and I rest my pinky on the outside, there's less slippage, plus there really isn't any chance, if I'm using, say, a 12 by 6 inch ruler, that my hands will reach over where the blade is going. So that's my rotary cutting 101. Go like this, and then come over and cut 1.5 inches. Always have the cut strip underneath your ruler. Avoid using the lines on your mat for intricate cutting numbers. Okay, let's just hope I got it right. There you go. Yay, no V. But better than that, I was so excited when I looked in my QUILT collection that I have a cutting die that is 1.5 inch strips on it. It works on the Go. It will not work on the Go Baby because it's such a big die. But I layered on a couple pieces of fabric. Remember, you can go about 6, and just go through. You could get this thing cut out in no time. There's that. Think if you were doing like a log cabin quilt. Wow, I love that. So, oh, here's more on here. Stuck to that. So here's what you can do. You got a couple options now. You can go and cut these apart, line them up at 5.5 by 5.5 and 5.5, and then randomly sew them together. But then I thought, you know what? Why not just do a bunch of strip sets? Don't worry about who's playing with who, just sew them together. And the one thing I want to say about this is make sure that the pressing is all going in one direction, meaning especially, sometimes I'll see beginners like twist seams like this. Please don't do that. Commit, pick one side or the other, and then once you've pressed, remember to go and press again to make sure there aren't any tucks in it. Then I would go and cut these in 5.5 inch segments, and then just gather from all the different strip sets and sew them together. Easy as that. I want you then to go and sew it on to the inner border. And again, you can take off your foundation paper pieces now. Next class, we'll get on to the applique.